Hi guys, welcome to the show. It's Kara with Today's Living, and we are going to make a tasty treat for you and your family to enjoy. Now we're on the second day of the 12 days of cookies, and today's recipe is actually going to make day 2 and day 3. Same dough, 2 different flavors. We're going to do the traditional gingerbread man, and then we're going to do the white chocolate gingerbread kisses that are Again, same recipe, super duper easy. So let's get with the ingredients so we can get mixing. We're going to use 3 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of ginger, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, a half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice, half a teaspoon of salt, 1 1/2 sticks of butter, that's 1 1/2 sticks of butter, 3/4 cups of brown sugar, a half a cup and a splash, because I love the molasses, of the molasses. We only need 1 egg, and we've got 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Now let's get mixing. I have my melted butter inside the bag holder. I didn't melt it, I just softened it. So I popped the 1 1/2 sticks. It is already in here. Now let's get started with the seasonings. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of the ginger. And if you like a really strong ginger flavor, that tang, that spice, go ahead and do a little bit more. I'm doing 2 heaping. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of the cinnamon. We're going to do a half a teaspoon of nutmeg. There. And a little more because it kind of fell out. We're going to do a half a teaspoon, that was a half a teaspoon of pumpkin spice. Now we're doing a half a teaspoon of the nutmeg. The reason I use pumpkin spice, I know it has quite a few of the ingredients that we just put in, but it has that cloves and that pungent flavor. So I always add pumpkin spice to anything that has the spice, that yummy flavor that we love during the holidays. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We're going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. This is such an easy recipe because this is everything we have on hand. I think actually the only thing I had to buy was molasses, but I'm going to use it for my turkey as well. So it's going to get definitely used. Plus, if you're doing a lot of breakfast and family entertaining, you will certainly go through it. Now we're going to do a half a teaspoon of salt. Oops, there we go. We're going to do a half a cup of molasses, but actually, you know what? I'm going to do my flours first. We're going to do 3 cups of the flour. The beauty, again, of using bags versus bowls is I can just press this out as I need it. Let's see here. Good. That's 2. Let's get 1 more. And we can store it easily. That's a little too much. You guys, I just totally woke up and I'm like, oh, I need to go make gingerbread cookies. So I started scampering around in the kitchen, and every light in the house is off except this one. Okay, we're going to do 3/4 cups of brown sugar. So I appreciate you joining me, and you are certainly happy to not be looking at me because literally I popped out of bed. That's just a smidge more. I like sweet flavors too. So I'm going to move this out of the way. See how easy this recipe is? The best thing, let me tell you a little secret. When you're starting, this is a half a cup of molasses. When you're doing a recipe, go ahead and open everything up, especially like this one, because we're going to do 4 different cookies while I'm sitting here. And, okay. Molasses makes great barbecue sauce too. So if you're doing any appetizers over the holidays, perfect. But you want to go ahead and prep your area. Like have everything open, easily accessible, just like I did right here. And it doesn't take me any more time. Another tip, let me tell you, is when you're opening all these spices and so forth, open it over the sink so that you know the little remnants that were left from last time you closed it. It doesn't get all over the counters and the floors. That just adds to double work. So open it over the sink, that way you can just rinse it right down. All right, this is done. Pop that in our sink, and the last little bit we need is 1 little egg. Yum! We're going to take it out, seal it up, and start mixing. You know, if you're using a bag, make sure that you take the air out because it's much easier to mix. And this is it. We're gonna mix it, and this is so much fun because if you were doing this with the kids, they could easily mix and mash as well. And you can see it's already starting to turn into the dough. Yum, yum. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes when I'm done. The dough is ready. I'm gonna pop it in the fridge. Here's what we've gotta do. We've gotta pop it in the fridge for up to 4 hours or maybe overnight. That's why I'm doing it early so that when we get back from soccer, we can roll these out. But you can fridge it overnight so that you're easily able to roll it. So guys, I'm gonna pop these in the fridge. Now you get started, and you can see I'm already getting set up for my next one, which is a yummy chocolate chunk cookie, which will be part of day 4 of our 12 days of cookies. We have the gingerbread cookies that have been in the refrigerator, and to make this easy and fast, I'm just gonna use a pair of scissors and flip them right out. Very simple. Oh gosh, it smells. Imagine this, it smells just like ginger. Get this out here. Now what you're gonna do is we're actually gonna put the flour on our surface. You wanna make sure that you're working in a nice clean surface, and we don't want any bit of this dough to go to waste. But you wanna work on a nice clean surface, and then we're gonna use flour to put down so that when we use a rolling pin to cut out our little men, it won't stick, and they'll just tear away easily. And if you're like me and you cannot stand mess, I'm working on top of a towel so that when it gets under my feet or on my clothes, I'm not going to stress about it because I have towels that I'm working on that I'm going to pick up and shake right out. So let's get our rolling pin nicely coated. We've got our gingerbread or ginger dough, cookie dough all ready. And you just start using those muscles that God gave you. I don't have that many, but start using them and rolling it out, just like this. The gingerbread dough is done, and you can see not only do we get our cute little gingerbread men and women, but we made some ginger sugar snaps right here. You just do the same dough, scoop it out, and sprinkle it with regular white sugar. And then if we had Hershey Kisses, you could put a white Hershey Kiss in the center and come up with 3 different cookies for the same recipe. And let me tell you, I cannot keep them away. So guys, thanks for joining us, and see us at todaysliving.net.